community. My name is Melissa Sanchez. I am located in Dallas, Texas. If this is your first time on here, welcome in. I talk about an all natural protocol that's helping a lot of people that are dealing with things, like diabetes, pre-diabetes, cholesterol, fatty liver, anxiety, depression. There's a lot of people nowadays that are struggling with these issues and they still don't find a solution, right? They do different diets, they try different medications, they try different specialists, and they're just jumping from doctor to doctor. But I'm coming on here to talk about an all natural solution that's going to help you and so many people. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my second tea of the day. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're about to find out. This is what helps me get me natural energy, focus, helps with my brain fog, helps with my anxiety, constant cravings. How many of you are struggling with constant cravings, anxiety, depression, or maybe just brain fog or low energy, or you're depending on energy drinks and all of that? So this is my second one of the day, and that's not it. So that's not all I'm adding to mine. I feel like I need a little bit of my electrolytes, so we're going to go ahead and add Signal. This right here is the Game Changer all natural electrolytes, and I'm just going to add it here to my tea. And I love it because it tastes so good. And that's the thing about our electrolytes. A lot of people don't value them as much and they don't prioritize them, but you need them in your body, especially if you're someone that is dealing with diabetes or you're constantly taking a lot of medication. What happens is sometimes your body loses a lot of, what's it called? You go to the bathroom a lot, so you don't sustain with a bunch of hydration, so you're constantly thirsty, and this what helps you so much, especially like with the tea itself. It's anti-inflammatory and it just tastes wonderful. So cheers. So this is, like I said, my second one of the day, and it's 4:13 over here in Texas, y'all. Well, in Dallas. So we're gonna go ahead and start off. Okay, my name, like I said, reintroducing myself to all the newbies. It's Melissa Sanchez. I am transmitting right now on Facebook, on TikTok, and YouTube. So shout out to all the platforms. If you don't follow me on Bookbase or YouTube, I got to say backwards because the talk right here is a little toxic. I'm under at the Blood Sugar Girl in all platforms. So if you're not following me here, you can follow me on Bookbase, on TubeU, and I share a lot of information. I do a lot of content, and I share and talk about all natural product based on stats, based on this book that I'm reading right here called Why We Get Sick, which you could find it on all platforms. And like I said, it's very educational. It's really good to inform yourself, educate ourselves that there are natural ways of basically reversing a lot of our health issues. But what we don't do is that we just don't do that, right? We don't read, we don't look up, we just believe what our doctors give us, and we just go depend on medication for not just months, but years. I have a lot of people that have been on the protocol, and then they have been using metformin, for example, for more than 30 years. And then when they start the system, that's when they're like, oh my God, they slowly have gone off their medication. And obviously I don't, tell them to get off it with the help of the protocol and the consistency, the discipline, and then on hand with your doctor. Your doctors will be the ones to cut off the medication, and you won't depend on it for the rest of your life, as depending on the cases, right? But for if you're diabetic, if you're dealing with fatty liver, if you're dealing with cholesterol, that's something that is very common due to high insulin resistance, for example. And when we can basically start to balance and start to basically put in remission and reverse all these health issues, your insulin will slowly start to drop. And that's when you saw the change. You'll see the changes in your blood work, for example. That's the thing about it. I always tell people, like, at the end of the day, you're the one that gets poke your finger, you're the one checking your sugar, you're the one going to your doctor, and they're doing the blood work. So you're able to compare the before and after when you're on the system. So yes, you guys, this is all natural. It is also goes in hand with intermediate fasting. That's why I say you'll be having a fasting app available, and you'll have my coaching at no charge as well. That is when you are on the protocol. Okay. And this about the protocol, it's all over the United States. It's in Mexico, Canada, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. It's in Asia. It's in more than 65 countries. So it's available. And if you want more info, you could always contact me there, or make sure you hit that follow button on Facebook and on YouTube. You could send me a DM or a comment on the chat, and I'll go ahead and put the information on the comments. Okay. So we're going to start off talking about the number one cause of all our health issues, which is insulin resistance, based on Dr. Ben Bickman's case studies, and it's been forwarded as well to Dr. Jason Fung. They literally state here, based on stats and everything, that we are in an epidemic. We're in an epidemic, and well, a lot of people don't realize that insulin resistance is something that we never heard of. We are not familiar with insulin resistance, and how that is the number one cause of all our health issues. And it says here, half of all the US adults, roughly 1 in 3 Americans, are known to have it. However, this number could be as high as 88% of adults. 80% of all individuals with insulin resistance live in developing countries, as in America. Half of all the adults in China and in India are insulin resistant. That's the thing. We don't know what it is, right? What is insulin resistance? So basically, insulin resistance is when our body is not functioning at the optimal level it should be functioning at. So our body, every organ has a function. Every organ in our body has a function. And when we eat, right, our body signals our brain, signals our pancreas, which is organ that produces insulin, to start shooting out insulin. Insulin is used throughout our body, of course, even our brain, our ears, our liver, our hormonal, everywhere in our body is utilized. But one of the function is that our cells are supposed to absorb the insulin and, basically utilize it as energy or burn fat for fuel, right? But when we are constantly snacking and eating throughout the day, our body gets to a point where it stops absorbing the insulin, and basically it becomes resistant. Our cells close up. They don't want to absorb the insulin. The insulin is knocking at the cell wall. The cell is shut. Basically it doesn't want to open, because we have all this insulin reserved inside, because we constantly eat throughout the day. So with insulin resistant, our body is now insulin looking for someone else to hang out with, right? Since the cells are shut down, insulin is knocking at the cell wall. Insulin looks for someone else to hang out with. And the only one that's available is what? Glucose. Glucose and insulin hang out, get together, and develop fat. Okay, when we have so much fat developed in our body, that's when the problems start. Yes, you start gaining a few lbs. Yes, you start to get the skin tags, the darkness around your neck, the melasma in your face, or you start to get that prone acne. You start to show brain fog. You start to have low energy. You're constantly craving salty and sweet things. You start to develop health issues like cholesterol, high triglycerides. Then you become pre-diabetic. And then if you don't take it and you're in the same position you started in, then that turns into diabetes, hypertension. You start to have cardiovascular problems. And you see how it formally starts from insulin resistance, your body not working at the way it should, and basically over consuming that insulin and turning it into fat can lead you to a lot of these chronic problems that we are dealing nowadays. So now that we know what insulin resistance is, we're going to ask the questions, right? The signs, right? Besides the ones I showed you, and besides the one I just told you, I want you guys to pay attention. I want you guys to pay attention and see if you have one or more of these signs. Okay, you could put it down, write it down, or just listen and see and agree. And if you do have one or more of these problems, then it's better to start doing something about it now before it gets worse. So a lot of these questions are: do you have more fat around your belly than you like? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have a family history of heart disease? Do you have high levels of blood triglycerides? Do you retain water easily? Do you have patches of darker colored skin or bumps of skin called skin tags around your neck, armpits, and or other areas? Do you have a family member with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes? Do you have polycystic ovarian syndrome known as PCOS for women or ED as erectile dysfunction for men? All of these questions reveal some connection to insulin resistance. If you answered yes to one question, you likely have insulin resistance. If you answered yes to any two questions or more, you most certainly have insulin resistance. In both instances, this book is for you, and that's why I started reading this book, because I literally was dealing with insulin resistance. I didn't know I had it. I had all the symptoms, you guys. I had the skin tags. I had the darkness around my neck. I had the brain fog. I had the anxiety. I had the depression. I had PCOS. I had irregular periods. I had acne around my face. I would always break out around my face. I was overweight. I was literally almost close to 200 pounds. I literally was going through the pit. I was going through it all. And I also was consuming medication, antidepressants and anxiety medication, because I was in a very, very dark place in my time when I was going through it. I've been on the protocol for now 3 years, you guys, and it completely changed my life. But as I said, all the symptoms were there. I just didn't know they were related to insulin resistance and how all that was connected. Because like I said, insulin is used throughout our body. Okay, insulin is used throughout our body. And I'm just going to show you really quick on how insulin is used throughout your body. And as you can see here on Facebook, and here it's used, it's for the brain, the ears, the heart, the muscles, the fat, the liver, triglycerides, bones, testicles and ovaries, bones, and the nerves. That's why a lot of people with high blood pressure and all of that see the different, everything's connected to our body. Everything. Insulin resistance is connected, and insulin is used throughout our body for every part of our body. Okay. So when we're insulin resistant, our body's overworking, right? Our body is basically having all this reserves of insulin. And yet, if you are diabetic type 2, your doctor tells you what? To start injecting insulin, to start, putting that in your body. And I don't understand why, when our body is already in an insulin resistant phase, our body has so much insulin accumulated, yet our doctors are telling us, here you go. Inject this much units of insulin throughout the day. Consume this much more metformin throughout the day, right? Metformin, yes, helps open up the cell so your sugar could drop and insulin absorb, but you're basically forcing your body to do the function that it should by nature, because we were created in a way where that every part of our body has our function. Every organ in our body has a role to play. So when we're adding medication to our body, your body's basically becoming used to the medication. And then guess what happens? Your doctor increases your dosage. How many of you probably are now at 2,000 milligrams of metformin a day? Maybe you started with the low dose, right? You probably started at 250, 500 milligrams of metformin, and now you're up to 2,000 milligrams of metformin. Why is that? Because your body becomes resistant. Your body becomes used to the medication, right? It's like pain medication. It's like me with my anxiety medication. They started me off at a low dose, and I was consuming a full bar for my anxiety. And my body was becoming dependent on it, and I didn't want to live that way. That's why I opted for something natural. I was doing the work. I started using different things. I do it cleanses. I did juicing. I did it all, you guys. I did therapy, obviously, which I recommend, right? If you're going through, something yourself, mental health is very important. But nothing really helped me, because I didn't know the root cause was insulin resistance, right? Insulin resistance was the number one cause of a lot of problems that we have today. You and I are connected through the same problem, which is the root cause, which is insulin resistance. What's the name of the app? Cantu Reyes. Hello, welcome in. Are you on the protocol, Cantu Reyes? If you are on it, you should get it. That way you're able to log on the fasting app, okay? Jenny, thank you for the follow. Dr. Todd, welcome in. Thank you for being on the live. Everyone that's on here, if you don't follow me, my name is Melissa. I get on here multiple times a day talking about an all-natural protocol that's changing the lives of thousands of people. And it's fairly new also here on the shops of TTS. It's available on my business, my Spanish one, which I will comment on here right now. So you could go ahead and check it out if you want to go ahead and get it at a discount price. Okay. So right now I'm going to comment on my my live on my Spanish, because like I said, I've been doing this for about 3 years. Okay. I've been doing this for about 3 years. And I've grown my Spanish account, and I do lives on there mostly. That's my main page. So I have TTS on there. Okay. If you're wanting to get the protocol, you could get it on here. I just pinned it. If you want to go there, I have videos that are on there in English where you could get the protocol, and you could get it on the TTS. Okay. Meaning here on this platform. So yes, it's right there. I pinned it right there on the video. So you could go ahead and check it out and get your hands on there. But once you get the protocol, it comes with the free fasting app and my coaching at no charge. Okay, meaning I will do a personalized plan. I will help you one-on-one. You'll have that session with me. And we keep you on this journey of you contacting me for anything. Yeah, I always tell people, please let me know or how you're feeling within the week of using it. I have a new client that signed up this past week, and her protocol already arrived. I did a personalized plan. Her name is, I don't know if she's on here, Maria. She was a referral of her mom, and her mom's like, you need to help my daughter. She's addicted to that mermaid coffee. If you know, you know. She has about 3 to 4 of those a day. And I'm like, she's spending more on that than what the protocol costs. And she's like, no, I tell her. She works from home. She makes good money. So for her, it's not a problem giving her that little luxury, but she's struggling with her weight. She's actually was researching doing GLP-1 injections. She was wanting to do those Ozempic injections. And I was like, can I talk to her? She's like, she's actually here. So we spoke. I told her the consequences and the side effects of those injections. And I started telling her like how this protocol has the same natural effect without the side effects, and how a lot of people that I've been helping have lost about between 5 to 10 lbs within every month. Obviously, it's not made for weight loss, but I always tell people, if you are overweight or you are struggling with your weight, that's an amazing side effect, because your body starts to use that fat for fuel when you're doing intermediate fasting, and then you incorporate the tools and it activates your body real fast like that. So I spoke to her. She started on the system. She got it yesterday, and it's exciting to see the journey of someone new. I love it. I call them my babies because they are my babies. They're like barely learning how to walk, and then they're flying, just like her mom that's been on the protocol for about 2 years now. But yes, like I literally been texting her, and I sent her my the food guide. That's one thing you're going to get from me. I'm going to send you a food guide, which I show you foods to enjoy, moderate foods that you could eat throughout the week, limited eating. And, if you're basically depending on what you're trying to achieve, if it's losing a few lbs, inches, or maybe you want to bring down your blood sugar, depending on your case. That's why every time someone signs up with me, I send them a questionnaire, like a text, welcome text, where I'm like, this is download the fasting app. You see, this is where I tell them download the fasting app. And then I make them fill out this Google form, right? It's a Google form where I basically know a little bit about them. That way I can make that personalized plan for that person. So once that personalized plan is created for you, we schedule a one-on-one session where I start to tell you and how to consume it. Because once you get this in the mail, I'm going to show you how you're going to get it. Okay, I can't show it as much because here on TikTok, I'll show it here on Facebook. So this is how it comes on. Comes with 2 boxes of tea, a balance, which is 60 of these teas is 30 each on each one. Then it's a 30 of the balance, which is a fiber, and then you'll get your diamond bottle. This is exactly how you get it. Now, if you become a subscriber, which you save on shipping, which you save on so much other things, and you could cancel it at any time. You get a hand mixer for free, you guys, for free. That's available and you get it directly with me. That's another gift. So you get your diamond bottle, your packs, and it's ready to start. So she got this in the mail. I'm going to show you really quick. I can't show it as much, but that's how your system comes in the mail. Now, I was telling her, you got your bottle? She's like, yes. And we started talking about it. I sent her personalized plan. Okay, this is a personalized plan that I do for all my clients that are on here. And it's basically, it breaks it down so easy for you to understand it. And it tells you to eat your foods in order, right? All with obviously fiber, protein, carbs, all of that. And then it talks about the golden rule, and it talks about how to consuming the tea. Make sure you take it twice a day. And then obviously it has a follow-up step where you schedule basically a Zoom call with me so we could go over how you've been feeling within the 14-day period. But this is all that you get. And then on top of that, she texted me last night, oh, you also eat your foods in order, like a menu of how you're going to eat your foods in order. Obviously, I always tell people FFP, fiber, fats, and protein. And she texted me, she's like, can I drink my tea? This is usually the time where I normally go for a Buck Stars, right? She goes for her mermaid coffee. And she's like, since usually I go for my coffee at 9 p.m., can I take it? And I said, go for it, but make sure you sip it slowly. And she's like, to send me a picture of her tea. And she's like, I'll keep you updated on how I feel. And I'm so excited. I follow up with her later tomorrow. She's like, just made it. I'll follow up. I'll keep you updated tomorrow. And I was like, definitely. I can't wait. I love to hear the progress on my clients. And I'm telling you, this is not something you're doing alone. I will be helping you. I will be guiding you. And whatever you need, it's better for you to let me know so I could do modifications. Maybe I need to tell you to drink half of the tea, right? Maybe I need to tell you to drink half of the balance, right? So your body starts getting used to it. We're not just going to throw you to the ocean and, if you don't know how to swim yet. So I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to guide you. And then slowly your body will go through that detox, will basically start to reset. And when you basically add the intermediate fasting, it helps wonderfully. I tried it already, loved it, but it didn't work for me. Cantu Reyes, you said you loved the product, but it didn't work for you. What was the reason why you bought it? If you don't mind sharing, let me know. And how long were you on it? Okay. Because it's very important, Cantu, that you should have connected with your coach. Because if something didn't work for you, right, they could have been modifications that you could have done. We could have done something, some adjustments. Maybe, I don't know why. That's why I'm asking, what was the reason why you're using it? What caused you to start using it, and how long did you use it for? Because sometimes good things take longer, and all these health conditions that a lot of people have developed, like diabetes, didn't happen overnight. Neuropathy didn't happen overnight. Being overweight didn't happen overnight. And it took time to get to where you're at. So sometimes the bad eating habits led us obviously to our conditions that we have today. But we are so used to having everything fast that we don't give it the opportunity, right? It's like Amazon. Oh, I can't say brand. Right? They used to spoil us with that Prime. They used to be like, oh, the next day delivery, and they spoiled the heck out of us, right? And now when they take 2 to 3 days for our packages to come, I'm like, why am I paying for this subscription of having the Prime benefits, but yet my packages are not getting here, right? Because they spoiled us. They treated us a certain way. in the beginning when it was fairly new. Now they're so overpopulated, they don't have a lot of people that they literally put, it may take this time to this time to get here. The same thing with our health issues. Was on it for 1.5 years. Wow. And what do you mean it didn't help you? Like, if you don't mind sharing, Cantu Reyes, like, what was it that it didn't help you with? If you don't mind sharing. And if you consumed it for a year and a half, I mean, I'm sure you loved it, because if something doesn't work for me, I'm like, bye bye, right? I'll get my money back. But if you consumed it for that long, I'm sure you said, I loved it, but it didn't work for me. But I'm sure it helped you in so many other ways. Because I've heard people say it took longer for them to heal from neuropathy, but it helped them with their mood swings. It helped them with their brain fog. It gave them more energy. So it might have not been as quick for that other particular reason, but a lot of things that you probably didn't notice that they were priority, but they weren't a priority, that they were resolving. Like me, I had horrible migraines, right? I had horrible migraines after I had my first son. Towards the end of my pregnancy, I developed migraines. I never had migraines in my life. I didn't know what migraines were, and I started to develop migraines, and my migraines were horrible. And that's one thing that went away. That's one thing I was like, wait, I'm not even taking my Excedrin, that the migraine medication. I was not feeling the migraines anymore, and I felt very calm. I felt fine. Helped with my brain fog. It helped with my energy. But a lot of things were kind of going down and calming down with the system. My priority was my anxiety, obviously, my depression, but also reversing my PCOS. I literally have no PCOS. Thank you, Karina. I no longer have PCOS. I no longer have irregular periods. I literally have my tracker. I know when my periods are coming. And that's how I was able to also get pregnant after 4 years of infertility, struggling with PCOS, and also affect my mood, my anxiety, my depression. So a lot of things started to balance out. Said it helped me a lot. It just got expensive for me. Cantu Reyes, when we see things as expensive, everything's expensive nowadays. Even pumping gas right now. Gas, let's not talk about how gas is expensive. Gas here in Texas is about to hit $4 a gallon. Now that is expensive, but it's a priority. Because if you put it on a scale, this Karina says, this system helped me with my insulin resistance. Yay, thank you, Karina. Karina Ramirez right here is also a metabolic coach, and she's also in Dallas, Texas. So if y'all want to follow her, she's incredible and knows so much. What I know, she knows. If not, I know more from her because I've learned a lot. So if y'all want to give her a follow, she also started with the protocol. And just because we're young, don't think that we are not dealing with health issues. We go through our own problems, right? So y'all give her a follow. So as I was saying, everything's expensive when you see it as expensive, right? But when it becomes right for our health, we see it as expensive. I've seen so many memes, right? When you have like a cracked tooth, or you need to go see your doctor, you don't even go for your 6-month checkup, right? This says the difference between you rather get the new iPhone or go to your doctor's visit. Yet we get in debt for things that are not necessarily needed, but we don't go in debt for our health, right? It just depends on, and I'm not just bringing you Cantu, right? I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm bringing it because I'm that person, right? I've gotten in debt for the new phones, for the technology, the TVs, the vacations, and probably still paying. I'm still paying for my daughter's birth, and my daughter's about to be 2 years old. But it's a necessity, right? I don't have insurance. I didn't qualify for insurance because apparently my husband makes too much. But nowadays it's like that's not even enough. But yet I was not covered, and I'm still paying for my hospital bill, my doctor's hospital bill, and the delivery, right? But what I'm trying to say, when we put it in a scale on what's really important, our health or unnecessary things that we probably buy or spend on, then yes, then that's, I'm like, I'd rather pay for my health now than pay for it later, because at the rate we're going right now with what's going on here in the US, insurance does not get political, but it's gonna be to the point where we're probably gonna come out of pocket a lot for our health like our laboratories, our medication, and it's better to invest now. Exactly, Dr. Todd. Health is wealth. Exactly. I always tell people, if you don't invest in your health now, sooner or later, your money's gonna go to your health, the health system, to your doctors, to the pharmas, all of that. So if you can't afford the system right now, I get it. Maybe keep at it with what you, the lifestyle that you decided to go through, that lifestyle change, making better food choices, not hitting those drive-throughs, incorporating more protein into your body, cutting out carbs, those things that are getting us sick, because sugar is in everything we eat nowadays. If y'all don't believe me, read the labels behind the packages that you buy. Anything that comes from a can, a frozen fruit section, a box, plastic bags, like the chips. No, no, no. If you are someone that is easily tempted to the junk food, it's best not to go hungry to the grocery store, or it's best not to bring it to your house, right? I'm a stay-at-home mom. I work from home. This is my business. This is what I do. I help people. But I'm also more prolonged to basically get into the pantry and start eating my life away. And that's what I was doing prior to the system. I was constantly hungry. I was constantly eating, right? Because I was snacking because I was hungry all the time. And then on top of that, I gained so much weight. So if I wouldn't have found the system, I probably would have been diabetic by now. I probably would have been struggling with cholesterol or fatty liver. And I'm telling you, just making simple changes have long-term effects. It's like someone that's a smoker and quit smoking, right? It's like someone that is drinking soda and then quits drinking soda. It's like someone that loves, like me, Latina, they love tortillas, right? I have family members that have to have their tortillas. But I tell them, did you know that one tortilla, it's equivalent to 6 beers? And they're like, what? They get scared. And then I think about when we go to a Mexican restaurant, they give you the chips and salsa, and you still ask for a refill in your basket like 2 to 3 times. But did you know that 4 chips and is 1 tortilla? So, yes, watch what you eat. Pay attention. Make slow changes that are going to have long-term effects. Okay. Cantu says, and you're right. And the coaching was there and it helped. Lost my job. No, no. I get it, Cantu. But whenever you're ready, you go ahead. If you felt comfortable, whoever helped you and the coaching was there, then excellent. I'm so glad and so happy, and that it helped in other situations. But whenever you're ready, go kick start it again. I have people that fall back and then come back again. Because why? Because they know the system works. Because they know that that's the only one that gives them credibility to kind of help them push through those healthy, those lifestyle changes. But like Dr. Todd said, health is wealth. So invest in yourself. Put it like in a scale to see, should I get this? Should I get that? Summer's coming up, right? A lot of people are trying to look good, feel good, and look their best, right? What better yet than not investing in themselves so they could get to that point. Right now, we're in April. May, June, July. Okay. In 3 months, which we have the 90-day challenge, in 3 months, you could see a dramatic change in your health, in your physique, in your mental clarity. But overall, you will feel wonderful. That's what I love, because I felt better. I look better. And when I feel better, I look better. Everyone around me, like, they absorb my energy. They know that I'm doing my best, that I'm feeling at my best. And that's how it is. My kids, they see me, and it's so cute to see my 5-year-old, almost 6-year-old, look at me and just tell me, Mama, you look beautiful. Mama, he smiles at me. Back then, when I was dealing with my anxiety and my depression, like, my son saw me crying all the time. My son would see me praying on the floor, crying and giving it to God, because yes, I am a religious person and I believe there's a creator and the Heavenly Father, God. And when I was going through that dark phase in my life, yes, I hold it on to him. And because of him, I went through it and I was able to go through the pit. And now I'm here helping a lot of people. So yes, this system works, but obviously I give all the glory to God, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. That's like, with all that being said, like, if you are ready to start and you want to get your hands on the system, I'm going to pin over here I'm going to comment my comment where I have it. If you are ready to start, I have it in the TTS, okay? Meaning, if you go, okay, you're watching me on here. If you go here, I'm going to guide you really quick on my, okay. So basically, if you want to get your hands on it, and you want to get started, where I pinned it, you click on here. You're going to go to my Spanish account. Obviously, I have it in my showcase. Okay, I have it here. You could click any of those videos, or you could click the one that's in English, like the Feel Great System right here. So basically, you click that one, you're going to see it right there in the orange card, and you could go ahead and buy it now. You're getting it at a discounted price, and you're able to get it directly with a discount. Okay, that's where you could get it. I have, like I said, I have it pinned right here on Melissa Azúcar en Sangre. Okay, so if you are also bilingual, I speak español también, so I could be able to help you. I have so many people that are on it already, and they've seen the dramatic change in their health. And like Todd said, health is wealth. Here on Bookface, you could get it directly through me. I'll comment on the comments the link, so you can go ahead and get it. But yeah, it's available now. If you are ready to start, shoot me a message. If you don't follow me, make sure you hit that follow button right here. Like I said, I get on multiple times a day. If you are wanting to seek more information or have more questions, you could just actually send text system to this number, and I'll send you the link directly. Okay, text system to this number, and I will send you the link directly. I can't be more specific because the talk is a little toxic. So if you are ready to start now and you want to see the changes within 90 days, you guys, if you don't see those changes within 90 days, you have a 90-day money back guarantee, meaning you will get your money back, okay? You will get your money back. So that's something that I will not pass on an offer where someone is literally telling me, like, if I do this and if I don't see no changes, you mean I'm going to get my money back? Yes, you will. And that's not my promise. That's the company's promise. And that's why I love it. And that's why I've been on it for 3 years, you guys. 3 years. 3 years of prioritizing my health and feeling amazing. Okay. So with that being said, let me know if you guys have any questions before I leave. I will be back on. I will be back on this evening. I just wanted to hop on here for a little bit and let you guys know of this promo that is going on the TTS shops. And like I said, you could get it directly on my page. I don't have a link here yet because I haven't made it on my English page to 1,000 followers. So if you want to help by hitting that follow button, that helps me a lot. I hit 800 followers today, you guys. I hit 800 followers on this page, the Blood Sugar Girl. And I'm available in all platforms. I'm in the app. I'm in the Bookface app. I'm in the 2U app. I'm saying that all backwards, okay? But I'm all over platforms as the Blood Sugar Girl, okay? At the Blood Sugar Girl. And if you're also wanting to be part of the community, I do have a Bookface group, which you could get on, okay? This is the community that I have, okay? I'm going to show you so y'all could take a screenshot. This is my Bookface community. Let me see. Okay. This is my Bookface community, which you could hit that follow button on there. And then I also have a group that y'all will be a part of. Okay. Let me go ahead and show it here. I have the Blood Sugar Reset community on here as well. This is the page that I also created, which is you don't have to be a member. You could just join it. It's free information that you could learn about. And here on Bookface as well, the Blood Sugar Reset community. So yeah, if you want to be a part of it, make sure you text me and I'll send it over to you guys. Okay. If you're ready to start, shoot me a message, text system to 214-516-8799. Text system to 214-516-8799. Well, you guys, make sure you hit that follow button and activate that bell ringer. That way you get an alert once I'm on live. Okay, I will be back live this evening. You'll have a wonderful Friday, and I'll see you later on this evening. Bye. Bye, you guys, here on Facebook and YouTube. I will link the link for the product on this video. I will link my TikTok page. That way you're able to get it on the TikTok shops. Okay. If not, you could directly add me, or I'm just gonna go ahead and add the link for the URL for the product so you can get it directly from the company as well. We have a wonderful Friday again. And